Hi everyone, it's Katherine Skaggs and it's October 25th, 2022, and I'm here to do a live new moon reading with the Mythical Goddess Tarot and the Master's Light Wisdom Oracle. So I've got a brand new Mythical Goddess Tarot printed earlier in 2022. Absolutely gorgeous. New deck, actually, from the 2008 original printing. And now we've got these new cards that are really high quality, best printing in a long time. I'm so excited about it, with the cover logo for Gold Iconic. Anyway, that's just kind of some of my excitement. Make sure my phone is off, hopefully. But we're going to see what we can do to bring you some guidance for this period of the new moon. You know, new moons are great for bringing in energy and starting new projects. We are in a massive change, and right now bringing in that energy is very helpful to bring in guidance from the goddesses as well as from the Master's Light Wisdom Oracle, some of the archangels, ascended masters. But what do we most need to know for this new moon energy? And let's see what we can do to get some good guidance from the goddesses. So think about your need to know for the new moon. What seeds are you planting at this time? What would you like to come to fruition? And be curious. How good might it be? How grace-filled might it be? What wisdom can come from the past and unfold to bring in great manifestation for now, the next month, the next weeks, and even the next year, as we are going through a lot of transformation, evolution, and revolution. So this is Katherine Skaggs. I'm the artist and the original producer of the Mythical Goddess Tarot. Sage Holloway is the author. And then I'm also bringing in the Master's Light Wisdom Oracle, which I just published. Bring in the influence of those guides, angels, and all the other helpers. So I'm thinking about the synchronicity of whatever we all need to know, that whatever your questions are right now, your hopes, your dreams, that the goddesses and the masters are here to give you great guidance. I'm actually going to do a 15 card spread, which Sage Holloway is the amazing divination goddess who brought that to me to share with you. And getting things out of the way to get all these cards laid out properly. All right, let's see what we need to know. So the first three cards have to do with who we are as we enter into this new moon cycle. And this is stuff that we need to own about ourselves, things to accept as we enter in the portal of this day, because this day really is a potentiation. It is aligned with that new moon energy, that void type energy, where we can plant our seeds and bring everything to light. Hey Tamara, I'm looking at some of your names coming up on comments. Awesome. I can't always see those right away. Right in the center we have the Ace of Wind, realization. And she's a really good card to have here to guide us to really take harvest of who we are at this time. This is a visionary Aquarian type card. This is about sudden and instant revelation and realization. So this is about getting downloads. Have you been recognizing your intuition, the downloads, the connection between your higher self, the vision for a new future, and the blessings of the angels to guide you? This is one of the higher images or higher frequencies of cards in the Wind deck. The Wind has to do with the mind. And the mind can be one of the craziest suits that we work with. I mean, it's like, we screw ourselves over all day long with the way we think. Until we get really clear-hearted, clear-spirited. And so this is about being aware as we move into this energy, about the downloads and the awarenesses we have between the worlds, from our higher selves, from the divine, and the synchronicities of our intuition to guide us. So very important that we own that. Another one of the cards has to do with our water selves, our emotions. This is the Crone Resurrection. And it's pretty cool to see her sitting here. It tells me We've been through a lot emotionally. This is Scorpio energy. This is a Scorpio new moon. How perfect. And she tells us that as we enter into this portal, we have been to the depths of our watery selves already. And it's not always been easy. It's been hard on us. It's caused a tempering. It's caused this wisdom type pressure to create something more amazing to come into our wisdom. So this crone wisdom is about your emotional wisdom, and that you have it, that we have that because we have done a lot, gone through a lot. So trust your intuition again from the watery parts yourself, and trust what you've gone through to come through to see more clearly, to know more clearly through how you feel and sense based on a higher sense of movement. This is not about going low and staying low. This is about coming out of the depths and truly having clarity of wisdom and knowing as you do. And that it's who you are as we move into this cycle, who we are. And the other card that's in the 3 cards that describe who we are as we enter into this question of what do we do with this new moon? How do we work with the energy? And it's Mama Gaia, it's the World card. And she is very, very much all about our connectivity, that everything on this planet is connected, that we have lots of helpers and kin, that there's a great abundance for all of us, even when it doesn't look like it. So it's time to let go of lack and lean into the connectivity and abundance that we have on this planet through all the natural world and what is given to us. And that we may be good stewards through the wisdom, through our emotional clarity and wisdom, and through how we move forward. So imagine this is our foundation for moving into this new moon energy. All right, the next 3 cards have to do with what is the wisdom of the overview? What is the big picture that we need to see as we move into the new moon? And that, I didn't set a time frame, but the new moon cycle can be one we work with for the next month and moving through the next year. That we're setting an energy with the Scorpio new moon and partial eclipse to come to greater clarity as some things are hidden and some things are being revealed that were hidden. So right at the center is a goddess, Lilith. She is the power card in the deck. And it's very important we pay attention to her in the big picture. She is power, but she's reclamation, revolution, regeneration, sexual power, and equality. So whatever we may be struggling with in terms of sexuality, in terms of power over each other or power within ourselves, which is hopefully where we're headed or where we're embracing, Lilith is here to tell us it's time to reclaim our power in the big picture. So the Scorpio new moon energy is here to support us coming back into balance of power, to true equality, divine feminine power that's restored. So all the challenges that are taking place right now, it's really important that we reclaim and get honest with who we are, what we truly desire, and how to be empowered in a group, not where some people have the top and some people have the bottom or the middle. But Lilith is here to help us take our voice back, take our bodies back, and remember who we are. So she is absolutely here, and she's Aries energy. So this is fire. This is holy fire power that she brings us with the energy of owl and the energy of new, expansive, revolutionary energy. And she always says, pay attention. I have a lot to teach you and a lot to restore to bring us back to love. All right, we have another goddess that is in the overview, and it is Morgan Le Fay. And she is the priestess of Avalon who empowered King Arthur's sword and brought great fire and energy with the allies. She's called the sorceress. She's the magician. She's the one who goes to source, to the divine. That's in all of nature. That's in all of the natural world. And is about wielding those energies to create. So she tells me, sitting next to Lilith, that as we take our power back, we are reconnected with Mother Earth and all the elements, that it's time for us to be magical. What would you like to dream up in the big picture? This is where we take responsibility to respond and to create as we focus intentionally, as we do creative intentionality, and realize that we are the creators of our reality, that we can source to a higher power to bring that into our world. So let's work with Morgan and Lilith in this big picture to come into greater harmony. And Mother of Seas perception. This is Pisces energy. You know, when everything gets very emotional and watery, and sometimes in the depths of those feelings, it's hard to know what is real and not real. So with her sitting in this position of the overview, we need to work with our power and how we're connected to Source through our emotions to have clarity of perception. Perception's everything. What's real and what's not real? Are your perception based on old wounds? Are they based on clarity of yourself as a divine being, as the world is possible or potential? It's going to be really important to work with how we feel and sense into our next cycle, and do it with great clarity to clean out any suffering, to clean out any trauma, so that we can be 100% clear in the way we choose, how we perceive, and how we create. That seems important. Whatever you focus on expands. I say that all the time. And then the opportunity is to work on keeping a very clear focus, giving our emotional energy toward what we're creating, and to move outside of reactionary, to come back to restoration and unity within ourselves, so that we can be that way in the world that we create. That it's not just happening to us. That's a really important change in perspective for our collective, is to take 100% responsibility and start creating with love once again. Many of us are doing our best to do that. And so let's see how we can bring that into this energy of this new moon. All right, next three cards have to do with, what are our challenges? What is it that we're actually working on right now that helps us to learn, to grow, to expand in a harmonious way? Our challenges are our lessons, and they are our opportunities. So right at the center, we have the Beauty card, which is the Maiden of Earth. She is a card of action and growth. She looks like she's just enjoying, though. She doesn't look like she's doing anything except being on the earth and enjoying the beauty around her. So with that being in the center of our challenges, it tells me in the big picture here, what we're doing with this new moon energy is returning to the earth. Returning to the beauty of the earth. To reconnect with that is very, very important if we want to create a reality that is a much more beautiful, harmonious, grace-filled experience. So what would it be like to surround yourself in beauty? To surround yourself with the elements of the earth and to find that as your ally and your helper. To know that this next cycle of a day, of a month, of a year, of a lifetime is to return to beauty, and that this is a key to how we create a reality that ultimately is beautiful individually and collectively, and is in great harmony with our planet. So it's right here all around us. So it's going to be time for you to go out in nature. It's going to be time to look for beauty. And if you're challenged with it, then it's going to be time to clean out anything that gets in the way of you being beautiful, living beautifully from the inside out. It's all available. All right, right next to her is a fire card, completion. And with this showing up here in the challenges, it tells me that even though we're in this new moon energy, we've got stuff to let go of or to be completing as we move into the next few months. So this new moon, as much as it may be about planting seeds, you might need to go and pick up the leaves and compost them in your life, metaphorically or physically, or both. Is that, oh, there goes my pups, there goes my crazy people. So the completion here is fiery. You know, you might need to do a fire ceremony, today or in the next weeks, to let go, burn away, and bring that light and energy of letting go into the new projects. And sometimes it may not be easy to let go. You might be hanging on to stuff. So let's work on that as we move through the ceremony of today into the next month. All right, alchemy is the third card that is in our lessons. Really important. You know, sometimes when we are working on creating anew, we've got those old things we need to let go of, and they can be like lead in our lives, difficult, challenging. But when you bring your creativity, your artistic self, that Sagittarius energy that brings vision, play, you can add that energy into wherever you've been and create the third thing. That's alchemy, where it's time for us to use our imagination and creativity to overcome where we've been in the past, where we've been limited, and bring that new spark of life and energy in so that we're creating realities that we enjoy and that we're having fun with in the collective as well as individually. So go ahead and take a look at that. Get into your creativity as we move into this next cycle. And let's see what action we actually need to take to have a good outcome in our lives to navigate these energies. And things are falling off my table. So I wish I could have a camera here that you could see it all. We'll have to work on that. All right. So what do we need to do? What's the actual action we need to take as we move through this new moon energy, as we work with it? This is not about, you know, anything but how to work with and get the most out of this energy. So the child of innocence, we've got a lot of water. I notice here it's going to be important to work with our emotions, and particularly that precious, innocent, vulnerable parts of ourselves. I always feel that this energy, the child of innocence, is the most amazing part of ourselves that can create anything. It can heal anything, and it's often this part of ourselves we put aside. It's not always easy to embrace this in a world that's a little crazy. But if you look at this card, this child is in the middle of a tsunami inside of a shell that is her protection. And she's symbolic of, as we return to purity and innocence, no matter the emotions, no matter the chaos of the world, we're completely protected and guided. So our action is to come home to our heart spaces, to our innocence, to our purity, and that part of ourselves that is not cynical. She's completely safe and beautiful no matter what's going on. This is our guide. And with that child energy, it brings new beginnings. We've got another water suit, the seas. We got the 5 of seas, which is cleansing. So these wonderful little frogs are symbolic of healing and clearing out the old that no longer suits us. So on this new moon, you may want to create a ritual or ceremony with water to purify, to come home to the heart space, to bless, to anoint yourself in your heart space, and to release, to let flow that which no longer serves you so that that new life can come in. And as that new life comes in, we've got the Fool, Uzume. So everything is possible. Uzume's here as we emotionally heal to help us lighten up. She says, laugh, go to a funny movie, dance, be silly, let go of how difficult it can be, the way we think about the linear reality, and return to your spirit where all is well. She assures us that we are protected, that this is new beginnings coming, and she's celebratory. She's like, oh, don't worry about the darkness. Let's celebrate the light and bring that back within us, and then everything will shift. So the Fool says it's time to lay down our seriousness and return to the light. Okay, if we connect to these guidances and we do work with this energy, what is our outcome as we work with this new moon in Scorpio? No surprise, we've got lots of water here. But as we work with this new moon in Scorpio and we celebrate, we do the things that have been guided, we get to come home to integrity. This is a fire card. This is a spirit card. It's Sag with an influence of the sun and the moon in Sag. So if you look at her picture, she's got her eyes closed. She's very bright. Her original name is Angel Rainbow Dreamer. And she was chosen for this card because she has the rainbow of color. And she's looking within, but she's all about illumination, fire, and light. And she's reminding us that as we're lit up in our heart spaces and in our spirits, we manifest everything in our physical reality, from the integrity of her spirit all the way out into the physical reality. So she's encouraging all of us to follow our heart spaces and to show up in a place where we come home to ourselves. As challenging as the world has been, it all is about coming home to spirit, coming home to ourselves, to our reality of love. All right, this next image and the outcome is purity. She's also a water card. She's about purity of heart, purity of emotions. She is also a Pisces energy. And this is full heart. This is all about coming home to the heart. So she is encouraging you to be true to yourself, to come home to your power, to complete what you need to return to your creativity and to beauty, to begin anew in your innocence and with some lightness and laughter. And your heart's going to be full. Your heart's going to be overflowing with that love and that purity of spirit and emotional purity. The other card is another card of birth and new beginnings, an earth card. So it tells me we're going to have good opportunity to bring everything into the physical reality where we can recognize we give birth through our intentions, our creativity, our heart spaces, and pure nurturance. The Mother of Earth absolutely is a beautiful image and energy to help us bring harmony into our worlds, newness, and absolute beauty and joy. So I hope, you know what, we're not done yet, because we're going to bring in one or two masters to see who wants to come in with these goddesses. I'm going to ask one card to come in as the blessings for who we are right now, and the blessings for the big picture, and the blessings for the outcome. So I'm adding 3 extra cards. You can always bring your oracle decks, your tarot decks in, and you can use them as creatively as your desire goes, as you are guided. And I trust that these are all working together, that's for sure. All right, so who are we really, in addition to what we just got here? Well, I love it. Archangel Ariel reminds us that we are abundant. We're completely abundant. This lack is imposed mental cray-cray. You know, the circumstances change all the time based on what we do, what we act on, what we react to, what we respond to. And we're being reminded that from heaven to earth, there's complete abundance. The message is dream big. Dream big. That's who we are. Dream big. It's time to ground our heavenly dreams to earth. So I love that she's here to help us manifest during these times. So you plant those big seeds today, during this energy, and work with all your helpers, guides, and angels to know that this is absolutely about weaving all the beauty, love, grace, abundance into your reality through you. And that weaves into the larger picture for all to enjoy. Connected to the bigger picture, what's happening in this reality right now in our personal and collective, we've got Ascended Master White Eagle. Be pure, kind, and gentle to yourself and others. This awakens your soul and all of humanity. So this is great to have in the big picture with Lilith and with Morgan Le Fay and the Mother of Seas, Perception. Because White Eagle is an amazing Ascended Master who's walked on Earth, but is working with all these other divine beings that are Ascended Masters, Archangels, and many different beings in the heavenly realm or the higher dimensions, however you want to language it, so that this returns you to your heart of gentleness and purity, and it shape-shifts your DNA. So in the big picture, as we engage these energies, we are mutating upwards where our DNA is awakening, our 12-stranded DNA. Yes, we've got a 12-stranded DNA. It's time for us to awaken this in our very beings and through humanity. So it's happening. The change is happening. And in the outcome, of course, there goes my dogs again. Sorry, gang. Pleiadian angel of dreams, dream anew. Pay attention to your night dreams and your daydreams. They are your soul's guidance system. So in the outcome, as we come through this, start expanding our energies, our focus on what we truly desire to create, this is a reminder that we are the dreamers of our reality. And again, it's about dreaming big, dreaming the love that we desire to experience, the abundance, the joy. What would you like to create and experience? And we are moving into a place of dreaming a whole new reality, working with this Aquarian energy of our times, along with these other smaller cycles of the moon cycles and other astrological components and downloads from the cosmos to help us come into a place where we intentionally create through love, through desire, and through harmony. So I hope you enjoyed that reading with the Mythical Goddess Tarot for the new moon in Scorpio, October 25th, with some accents from the Master's Light Wisdom Oracle. My name is Katherine Skaggs. It's delightful to pop in and say hello. I look forward to being back with you for who knows what, but let's do some good in the world. Let's have a great day. Dream good dreams, plant good seeds. Lots of love to all of you.